Hi friends, Heidi here from Stratelligent. As you can see, we continue to work from our homes, and I'm sure many of you are too. Today we wanted to reach out and let you know we're thinking about you, and the question on everyone's mind, will things ever get back to normal? So today I have a question of the day for Erin that I thought might spark some thoughts and ideas during this crazy time. So Erin, are you ready for the question?
No.
Too bad.
Okay.
One of our company values is being proactive, and you talk about the importance of thinking ahead all the time. So, given the current state of the world, how have you been able to look beyond the immediate and plan for an uncertain future?
Me personally?
You as a business owner.
Okay, me as a business owner. Let's see. Well, the things I've done, and I'm not saying anyone else should do this, but to answer your question, the things that I've done personally is watched a lot of press conferences. And I like watching the press conferences because I think I like politics. But secondarily, I want the story from the people telling it, not a second party, a third party, a fifth party. And I've watched not only the national press conferences, and I don't watch every single part of it, but I for sure watch what the doctors are saying, and then watch our Minnesota ones, which are super helpful, and also watch New York and Washington and California press conferences. Because what I've learned about the coasts is they have whatever they have, and in 2 weeks we usually have the same thing. So it's like getting a 2 week preview ahead of time, and I've immersed myself in that, not because it tells me how to run my business, but it tells me what's going to impact our business. And I would much rather know that as fast as I can than hearing it when it finally gets told later on. So that's number one, is be immersed and go find the content, and don't read the content someone else wrote. Get it from the source who said it. Number two is, and I really don't like this part at all, but plan for the worst case scenario, in that it won't return to normal. Like, normal is not something to be achieved looking forward. And that doesn't mean be in a shelter in place for the next 90 years, but it means the way that business worked for us, or for and maybe anybody else, will not be exactly like it was in February. And plan for it to not be that way, because then if we move forward and it isn't normal, you're ready for it. Or if it does return back to normal, maybe you grow through it. And back in the beginning, it was March, when we knew, March 1st, when it all happened on the West Coast, and we were actively involved with it. And at that time, I, as a business owner, was planning for, okay, how do we get through this till May? And we had plans in place March 1st to May. Now being, is it April already, Eddie?
It is.
It's April already. It was Easter last Sunday. Someone told me that. But we're in April, and where we're planning currently is, okay, how do we build the bridge for the business to September, October? And I'm not saying that's what it will be. I hope it isn't that. It would be wonderful if that wasn't it. But if I don't plan for that, if I don't try to put some structure in place for that, what happens if that is it? And then the other one that is kind of completely had to rethink, but I think is kind of the most important thing, is who is essential right now from a business? What businesses are essential and are working and are actually growing and are hiring through this? Who are they? Where are they? What are they doing? And how do how does our business, or how does our friend's business, or how does our Main Street business serve those businesses during their time of growth? Because not everybody is shut down. Not everyone is locked down. They're locked down, but some of them are still growing. Some of them are still selling and doing very well because they're in the essential services. And is there an opportunity for us to serve them in a way that we never have before? It might not have been what we did prior, but how do we understand what's happening now in context of what might happen, and place ourselves in the middle, so when we say, here's what we could do, people go, wow, I really need that. And I almost guarantee that what we would say isn't the same as what we said in February. And then the last one, which I think is the hardest, and it's not one size fit all. It's to choose your own adventure based on who you are as a business and what you can do and what you're gifted at. But it's to pivot, it's to hurdle, it's to jump. And for sure, you can't let any obstacle stay in the way of what maybe you could do to solve this problem. And what I've said, and you've heard me say it, and you're sick of probably hearing me say it, But the golden egg, the asset we all have right now is time. And for 15 years in this business, I said, I've only had time. Well, guess what? Got some time. And how do we take this time today, Heidi, and harness it and capture it, not waste it, so that we can see what it is we could all do for the clients we have in a way that would better serve them and simplify their life and still remain essential to them as they plan forward, even if they're essential or not. That's the opportunity we have. And I would much rather choose a different future. I would much rather choose to not have to do any of this, but I know in order to protect our company and defend our employees and all of that, this is what we must do. And it's actually kind of fun once you start. But again, I think it starts at the beginning and knowing what the story is. And I don't know that. And I have to trust through the press conferences that I watch, they do. But as soon as there's a story someone else wrote on the press conference, I will not read that because it's coming secondhand. And I'd like for the news I read to come through the filter I have right between my ears, right there. It's not a big filter, but it's in there somewhere, and it's called my own brain. And that's kind of the first step. So I don't know how many points I made there, maybe 400, maybe 2. But that's what I've personally done. I can't guarantee that any of it's a good idea. I just know that's what I've chosen to do. And in this time of the moving parts being all over the place, it's provided stability. Because when stuff happened here in Minnesota, if we watch what happened on the coast, it already happened there first. So it wasn't a surprise by the time we got here. And when you can kind of see what's coming, guaranteed that won't happen forever. At some point, it might just happen so fast you can't even react. But when you have time to prepare for it, you have time to mentally prepare and put a plan in place and do your best to keep moving forward, even though that is different for every one of our businesses and harder for some than others. And I will never say it's easy for anyone right now because this is very different. No one's done this before. But every day, we're one day closer to being done.
Woohoo!
Just can't tell you when the done will be. It's just one day closer. But we all have time. That's all I know. So how we use it, that's our greatest resource. That's all I got.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful question.
Yes. And if anyone out there has a business or marketing question or any sort of question for us, just send us a message, give us a phone call, drop us a line.
We'll try to answer it. We'll try to answer it, right?
We'll try our best.
We'll do our darndest. Thank you, Heidi.
Bye.
Goodbye.